This question, okay? How many football fans we got, man? We got football fans? Okay. Okay. All right. I guess in this area of the country, here's the ultimate question. That question is, how many, no matter if they're up or down, winning or losing, high or low, how many Baltimore Raven fans? We got some Ravens. Let me see all those Ravens. Hold them up real high. Don't be ashamed. All right. Ravens, check this out. Y'all are special to me, man. I like the Ravens. Here's what I'm going to do. All my Ravens fans, real quick, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stand y'all all up here after the program. I'm going to stand right in front of you. I'm going to reach out my hand, and I'm going to say a prayer for y'all, man, because y'all need some help, man. Anyway, I got to say I played for the Cleveland Browns, okay? But here's the deal. I shared y'all a quick story. Talk about football teams and different teams you play for. By far, okay, obviously the greatest team I ever played for is the team of my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. But there's another team that I play for, and actually I play for right now. I'm going to tell you a little bit about my favorite team. It is called Team Green, okay? I'll tell you what Team Green consists of. Team Green consists of my own family, and I like to kind of think of my wife as the first-round draft pick, starting quarterback. That's my wife, man. High school sweetheart. You got a girlfriend, don't you, man? I can tell by that smile. You know, I can see that smile. You know, listen, my high school sweetheart, okay, my high school sweetheart, she's my wife, I call her the quarterback, we're married now, and our team, I'll tell you what our team consists of, okay? Our team consists of our oldest daughter, sophomore high school, man, she is, her name's Amani, 16 years old, next month, National Honor Society student. Then I got another daughter, who's 12 years old, her name's Anaya, real fast track and field star. And I got another daughter, who's 11 years old, her name's Cassie. Now Cassidy, she's got this head full of like crazy curly hair. Then I got another daughter named Asia. Now Asia's like 5'1" or 35. Personality plus a little girl. And last but not least, I got one more daughter named Madison Catherine, and she's a little baby girl. She's about 3 years old now. 5 daughters. That's what I got. 5 daughters. Right? But hold on, I'm not done yet, bro. I gotta tell you about my sons, okay? So, my oldest son, his name is William. That's my namesake. William's 8 years old, 10 years old right now. Then I got another son named Abram. Abram is 6 years old. Then I got one more boy named Cain. He's 4 years old. Can anybody tell me how many kids I had? Don't say too many. I hear it all the time. How many kids I got? 8 kids, okay? 8 kids. My favorite team. My wife and my 8 kids. Share a quick story with y'all real quick, okay? Quick story with y'all. You know what? The first thing I do when I get home, I line all 8 of those little rascals up across from me. I line them up. And I talk to them, I encourage them. I make sure, hey, treat people the way you want to be treated. Make sure you're reading your Bible, keeping your faith with the Lord. And I promise you one day, man, I'm making my way down the line, and then I get to my boys, okay? Now at this time, William was about 6 years old, and my son, William was about 7, and my son Abram was about 5 years old, right? So I'm making my way down the line, and I get to my sons, and William's a real smart student. His teacher had awarded him this big old red pencil that was like bigger than his microphone, okay? And his little brother wanted the pencil. So, my son started to engage in this tug-of-war battle, back and forth, like, give it to me, no, it's mine. Back and forth tug-of-war battle. And I'll be honest, as dad, I made a bad choice, man. Kind of wanted to see who was going to win the tug-of-war battle and get the pencil. So, I looked the other way, act like I couldn't see what was going on, bad idea. Long story short, little brother snatches the pencil out of his big brother's hand, right? So I got to do something about it. So I'm kind of sitting in my chair, man, and I look at little Abram. I'm like, Abram, give your brother the pencil back. This little dude looks back at me and he says, if you want it, come on and get it. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, is he talking to me? So I say the same thing to him again. I'm like, man, give the pencil back. Same thing. If you want it, come on and get it. Same little voice. So by this time I'm out of my chair, I'm kind of thinking like, man, what's about to happen? What's going on? I kind of step up. I give him one more chance. I'm like, give the pencil back. This little dude looks back at me with this big red pencil in his hand. He jumps down off the couch. Dad, let's get it on. So I proceeded to get it on with my 5-year-old son. I'm back down from a challenge, especially not from my 5-year-old son. So here's how it goes down, man. I take a step towards him. Guess what he does? He takes one towards me. I take one towards him. He takes one towards me. Next thing I know, left, right, he runs under my legs with this big red pencil in his hand, and he takes upstairs, and I can't catch him. And here's how it's going down. My daughters are sitting on the couch looking kind of like, I can't believe Abram just played that, man. My wife's in the dining room looking at me like, I told you, you got to do something. So I chase him upstairs. I can't catch him. He's like a little running back in the making, I promise you. And he runs upstairs, and he slides underneath the bed, and he's holding on to this pencil for dear life. And I'm too big. I can't get him from under the bed. And my oldest daughter is very good at getting her little brothers out of trouble. Very good at it. And she comes up behind me. She's like, Dad, give him a break. It's all your fault. And I'll be honest, I was embarrassed. I kind of looked back at her like this. I said, young lady, if you don't want what he's about to get, you better mind your business. She's like, Dad, give him a break. It's all your fault. I said, what do you mean it's all my fault? How can you possibly get him out of this one? She says, Dad, you know, every day you get home, you talk to us, you encourage us, you tell us about treating people the way you want to be treated. She said, but Dad, you told us this one very important thing. She says, whatever that seed of great potential is in our life that the Lord put on the inside of us, whatever we believe that God says in the way we're supposed to walk out and live our life, that seed of great potential, she says, you know what, Dad, you told us that whatever that goal or that dream is, that the Lord gives us. She said, you told us that if we're willing to hold on tight to it, and never ever let go for anything or anybody, she said, Dad, you told us we can have it. She said, his dream was that pencil. That's all he did. And you taught him how to do it. Guess what? On that day, she got her brother out of trouble for one reason. And one reason is this. Very simple, okay? Here's what I learned in life. My children understand this. It's a very important thing. In life, man, you can have goals and dreams. Everything is important. You got to be willing to hold on to it tight. Here's what I learned, especially in the world we live in today. Okay, I'll be very clear and get to the point, okay? We have a real enemy. His name's Satan. And he's come to do nothing but to steal, kill, and destroy. And the Bible lets us know that he's a worthy adversary, which means he's very crafty and he's very good at making us try to let go of what's important to us. What I want to talk to y'all about is make sure you understand the importance of holding on to what you believe in. When everybody else around you say, hey man, you really believe in that God stuff? Yes, I do. You know why I believe? Because he lives in my heart. Hey man, do you really think, what do you think about Jesus? When they're trying to steal your Christianity away from you, they're trying to steal what you believe in, I promise you, you got to be willing to hold on tight and never ever let go of it. But the bottom line is, you know what it comes down to? The choice is up to you. Are you going to be willing to hold on to it, or are you going to let go? Here's what I do know. Jesus says this very plain and simple. The next time you guys think about letting go of your faith, or kind of denying God in a way and kind of being shameful of your walk with Christ, here's what I do know. Jesus says this very plainly. He says, if you confess me before man, I will confess you before my Father in heaven. He says, but if you deny me before man, I will deny you before my Father in heaven. Very plain and simple, just saying, you don't got to hide the fact you're a Christian. Be proud of it and make that walk. And if you're not, hey, guess what? This weekend is your weekend to do it, okay? So here's what I want to do real quick. Tell you a little bit about myself, man. In my walk, I kind of grew up and I always kind of thought I was a Christian. But here's what I know about being a Christian. You know, to be absolutely true. You know what? It's not the prayer that saves you, but it's the condition of your heart that saves you. When you say that prayer, did you say it with your mouth, or did you really turn your heart to God and say, you know what, Lord, I'm a sinner in need of a Savior. I know that Savior is your Son, Jesus Christ. I give you my heart. I give you my all. Come into my life. It's something you got to do right here. So the question is, are we really doing that? No? I'll share something with you guys real quick. Talk about my life. I thought I had did that, but I kind of said it with my mouth at your age. And I'll tell you what, growing up for me, just myself, kind of rough childhood, man. I grew up, I was one of those kids who often, I would come to school, man, and I had holes in my shoes, holes in my jeans. The kids would laugh at me. They would pick at me. Look at William. Look what he's wearing to school. And another time in particular, I remember, I would come to school, man, and my teacher would give us these reading assignments, and I'd do my best to read. I'm trying to read. I'm trying to kind of concentrate. But every time I try to read, I would hear this noise. And I start reading, trying to concentrate, and I hear the same noise again. And when I finally look up to look around, because it was disturbing, making it hard to read, I began to realize that noise was all the other kids turning pages, and I was still stuck on the first page trying to read. And kids would laugh at me. They would call me dumb. They would say he's dirty. But what they didn't realize was I wasn't a dumb kid. I was actually pretty smart. But you know what? When I went home, I didn't have anybody help me with my homework. And half the time, I barely went to school. Back then, sometimes I would be lucky to go to school once a week. See, what they didn't realize was that I was going home and I was living with a mother who was dying of AIDS. I had a father who was in and out of prison. Sometimes he would be home, sometimes he wasn't. At that point in his life, he probably passed away. My father sold drugs, man. He used drugs. He gave my mother this disease, AIDS. And I was hurting. I knew that if I went to school, you know what? If I go to school today, there's a good chance because my mom's so sick and she's going blind, she may not be able to feed herself. Man, something as simple as having a 3-year-old sister. And I realized, you know what? If I go to school today, there's a good chance her diaper won't even get changed. Couldn't go to school. Kids would pick on me. And I remember this one particular day I did go to school. And I ran into a teacher, a coach. I was frustrated. I was upset. Man, and this coach said something that would change my life forever. I remember going into school. Man, I used to get in a lot of trouble because kids would pick on me and I would fight a lot. But on this particular day, I went to school and I said, Coach, man, my life's not fair. I said, man, why do I gotta live like this? I live in this neighborhood. My mom's going through this. My father's not a good guy. My coach looked at me and said something to me that would change my life forever. Always remember this. He looks at me and said, William, I know you got goals and dreams and things you want to do. He said, but always remember this, same thing I'm about to tell you guys. Remember this, in life, you don't have to be great to get started. You just got to get started to be great. Some of you guys are holding yourself back because you're not really getting started. You know how I learned getting started really is? Getting started in life, man, is when you really can look yourself in the mirror and say, you know what, today I did the absolute best I can do, and you know what, tomorrow I'm going to do the absolute best I can do tomorrow. Treat people the way I want to be treated, find out what love really is. I'm going to get started. But here's what I know for sure what's getting started really is and what's being great. Being great is living out the perfect plan in life the Lord has for you. And getting started being great is a moment in your life that you truly turn with all your heart, all your mind, and all your soul, repent of your sins, and give your heart to Jesus Christ and you receive the Spirit. That's getting started, and that's what leads to being great. So, here's what it comes down to. We're going to have some fun in a second. I don't want to keep talking to y'all like that. Here's what it comes down to, okay? Getting started in your life, truly turning your heart to God is going to be a decision that you have to make. It's a choice. I like to talk about choice. Everybody say choices. Voices. Now say voices. Voices. Say choices. Voices. Voices. I mean, many young people all around the world is making the wrong choices because they're listening to the wrong voices. So here's the deal. Here's what I learned in life, okay? In life, always remember this. In life, you're not born a winner and you're not born a loser. You were born a chooser. You're all born choosers. You got the right to choose, make decisions you want to make, and put you where you want to be in life. But ultimately, we're all going to have to make that choice I talked about, truly turning our hearts to the Lord. So, we're going to have a little bit of fun. I need some volunteers to come up and help me out, man. Here's what I need. I need kind of, who's like one of the smaller guys in the group? I need a small guy. Yeah. Boom, Kevin. All right, Kevin, boom, perfect. And Big Man standing right next to you. Come on up here, Big Man. Boom, boom. You know what? Oh, yeah, you a big dude, man. I'm around. I might not even need you, man. All right, boom. Y'all stand up on the stage for me real quick. All right, boom. All right, get up there, man. You know what? I'm going to need, let's see. Brian, I'm going to need you to help me out, man. Brian, come up here. Help me out. You know what else I'm going to need? I'm going to need 2 huddle leaders to come up and help me out. I need two huddle leaders. All right, perfect. Y'all can stand up there. Okay, so here's what we're going to do, okay? Okay, I talked about it earlier. Choices. I'm recording. Choosing what I like to call the right size goal or the right size dream, okay? So here's what I'm gonna do in just a second, okay? Let's get started first. Choosing the right size goal or the right size dream. So the first dream I want to talk about is what I like to call small dream. Everybody say small dream. Small dream. Now listen, buddy, you can be my small dream. Listen, I know, come here. One day you're gonna grow up and do great things with your life, man. You got that look in your eye, but for now, just for the sake of the demonstration, you're gonna be our small dream, okay? All right, everybody say, what's up, small dream? What's up, small dream? All right, what's your name, big man? What is it? Khalil. Khalil, all right, Khalil, here's what you step up here real quick. I wanna make sure you wasn't the kid with the squeaky voice, right? So Khalil, stick your chest up real big like that, bro. There you go, all right, Khalil. Now, Khalil, with your deepest voice, just say, my name is Khalil. My name is Khalil. All right, Khalil, look, this time, listen. This time, put your chest up and take all the bass out of your voice and say, Khalil. All right, here we go. All right, so I got small dream, man, I got average dream. Brian today, the leader of the pack, brother, you're going to be recalled our big dream. Everybody say big dream. So here's what I like to do, okay? I like to do push-ups. I do a lot of feats of strength. I like to do push-ups, but I don't do any type of push-up. I'm going to start off doing a push-up with small dreams standing on my back. So Average dream and big dream, y'all step back real quick. Small dream, here's what you're gonna do. Man, you're just gonna step up on my back 1 foot at a time, okay? You're gonna step on the lower part of my back, just like that. And these fellas right here, they're gonna grab you by the wrist. And by the arm like that, spread your legs and hold them. Make sure you don't go flying backwards, okay? You ready, small dream? Step up there, don't be afraid. Here's what I need y'all to do, okay? I'm gonna count down from 3. And when I get to 1, y'all gotta scream as loud as you possibly can. Push, can you do that? How to do that? You know, kind of like when the doctor, they push, they want to put you back in, you look like a little alien man push. That type of push. All right, here we go. You ready? You gotta be loud and help me out. 3, 2, 1, push, okay? All right, here we go. All right, small dream, get up there, man. All right, small dream, get on my back, man. Is he up there? Yeah. All right, small dream, I'm teasing. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Push. 3, 2, 1. Push. All right, dude, get off my back, man. All right, everybody say average dream. Average dream. Come on, average dream. No way. You're not really average. Oh, all right. Hold on, get off for 1 second. Hold on, gotta do something for myself. Dear Lord, please don't let this kid smash me here today. Here we go. Come on, average dream. I got you, man. All right, put your feet on straight. Don't walk on my back. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Somebody say big dream! Big dream! Alright. Okay. Alright. I can't count. Y'all have to count for me. Somebody help me count. I can't count for me. 2, 3, 4! Give our dreams a big round of applause. Y'all listen to that? Good job, fellas. One more time, everybody say push. Don't say it like you mean it, say push. And here's what I want you to do. Everybody repeat these words after me. Say pray. Until success happens. Push. Now say persevere. Until success happens. Push. Very simple. Here's what I learned, okay? Doesn't matter who you are, where you're from, or the color of your skin. There comes a point in life where life feels so heavy, it's so hard that it almost wants to weigh you down and wants to destroy you. But here's what I learned in life, man. When you're walking with God, and life feels heavy, when you pray, you persevere until success happens. You know why? Because through your perseverance and never giving up and never quitting, when trials and tribulations come, you know what it does? It makes your faith grow stronger. It makes you grow closer to God. So sometimes you get to the point where you say, you know what? I'm glad that adversity came. I'm glad I had that 300-pound man standing on my back. You know why? Because it made me a little bit stronger. Sometimes that's what the trials of life do to us. We got to be willing to push. We got to be willing to persevere. So real quick, share a quick story with y'all, man. Biggest man I've ever done a push-up with before on my back, okay? I'll share a quick story with you guys. Now listen, this was in a school in Dallas, Texas. I'll never forget this place. Big old school. And I remember pulling up to the school with my buddy. And as we pulled up, we seen all these upperclassmen getting out of like BMWs, Range Rover trucks. Then we seen the underclassmen coming getting dropped off. Their parents had Mercedes Benz, all this nice stuff. And I remember walking into the school, and from the outside looking in, you would have thought these kids, their world was just perfect. But I remember walking into that school that day, and the teacher came up to me. He was telling me how some kids had committed suicide. He decided to give up on the gift of life, as I say, and some kids thought that would give them attention like the other kids, and they did the same thing, but what they didn't realize was there's no coming back from that. That's it, man, and that's all. He said, but you know what, our kids have a lot, parents give them a lot, but you know what, man, we have a lot of problems with drugs and alcohol and depression, and we got this suicide thing going on. So we need to do something big in this school, man. We need to make a big, lasting impression. And I'll share this with y'all real quick too, man. I'll never forget, at that school, this young lady, for the program, she comes up to us, man, she's got a hoodie on. She walks up to us, she's like, Mr. Green, can I talk to you? Then she pulls her hoodie off, and she rolls her sleeve up, and she had all these cuts all up and down her arm. I said, sweetheart, what happened? I had never seen anything like that before. I said, anybody are you being hurt? Can we help you in any way? She says, Mr. Green, I'm a cutter. She said, you know what, my parents give me a lot of things, and We have a lot of different things, but I feel numb inside. No one pays me any attention. They don't really give me any love. So I cut on myself just so I can feel something sometime. And then I began to explain something to her I learned to be absolutely true in life. I began to explain to her very simple. I said, you know what? I grew up a dirt poor kid, man. In Atlantic City, New Jersey, silver building, housing projects, drugs, gangs, you name it, rough community. Had nothing. And then I remember what it's like making it to the NFL now. I got money. I got fame, I got friends with a lot of money. But here's what I learned, okay? It absolutely does not matter what the house looks like on the outside. The only thing that matters is there peace on the inside. And I was very honest, and she came up to me and talked to me. Although it was in the school, I said, young lady, that peace is going to come from within. That peace is going to come when you truly turn all your heart and all your problems to the Lord and accept Christ for who he truly is. You'll get peace. You'll have a great relationship. And you'll have a God and a friend who promises to never leave you or to never forsake you. The Bible says, although our parents forsake us, he'll always be there for them. So I wanted to do something big in that school, man. So I tell you what, it was a perfect time to do something big because for the first time in my life, I had seen one of the biggest men I ever seen before in my life, okay? Now, when we're in that gymnasium, we're looking for a big guy to go push-up with. We looked all the way to the back of that gymnasium, and there stood one of the biggest security guards I've ever seen before in my life, man. He was a big old dude. Right now, listen, he's a big guy. He's a happy guy. He was proud of his weight. All the kids loved him. But he was just one of those big old, jolly, funny dudes, man. So we finally called this man across the gym floor. My friend looked at me like, Will, dude, I know you're not going to try to do a push-up with that man standing on your back. He said, listen, I'll take you. I'll look after your wife and kids for you. You may not make it out of this. Then I gotta try it. These kids need to know what it means. They never give up. And life champions don't give up. They get up. They push. Man, they persevere. They walk with the Lord. And as this man walked across that gym floor, he starts to walk forward. Boom. 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 Listen, this man was so big, I promise you, if he walked down the street like this, he'd get hit by a semi-truck. He'd be like, boom, who threw that? Who threw that? He's huge. He goes to stand on my back. Boom, boom. And I remember kind of looking up at the front row, and all the young ladies start screaming, he's smashing it! And we said, 3, 2, 1, and everybody yelled. Start pushing. My arms were shaking, man. My veins were like popping out. Finally got that man all the way to the top. And all those kids in that auditorium were absolutely crazy on that day. They understood one thing in life. Guess what, man? Tough times don't last, but tough people do. Champions don't give up. They get up. They push. They persevere no matter what life's throwing at them. But I promise you, sometimes in life, when we're pushing in the wrong direction, if we're trying to push on our own willpower, if we're trying to push without God, all that pushing and all that hard work a lot of times winds up in vain. I'll tell you guys what I told those students before I close. I'll tell you what I told those students on that day. On that day, I told those students what I want to tell y'all, okay? Very important. It's very simple. The difference between winners and losers in life is one simple thing. One simple thing. Winners and losers. Losers look at what they're going through, but winners look at where they're going to. Losers look at what they're going through, and winners look at where they're going to, because winners have something called vision. Let me tell you what vision is. The vision is so very important. Your vision is a lot different from sight. You see, sight only sees what is, but guess what? Vision sees what can be. Vision's that thing on the inside. So here's how it works. A lot of times you don't know how it is in sports. You get people around you who only have sight. They see right now, maybe in the 8th grade, maybe kind of small, not that fast. But what they don't realize is you got a big vision. You got a big dream, and to go along with it, you got a big work ethic. Which means one day, in your vision, with that hard work and determination, one day, you can go on and do something great. That's your vision, man. That's what you believe in. Sight sees what is, but vision sees what can be. Few things in life that no one can take away from you, man. You got to give it away. They can't take your vision away from you. They can't take that dream. They can't take that God-given gift that was given to you, but it's up to you to persevere through it. It's up to you to hold on tight to it. It's your vision. For me, growing up, they would look at me and say, William, man, you know, what makes you think you can go on to college? You know, look at who your family is. Look at what your brother did. Look at what you come from. What makes you think you can accomplish the things you say you want to accomplish? From the outside looking in, they just seeing a skinny, poor kid from Atlantic City, New Jersey. What they couldn't judge on me, and they can't judge on you, is what's right here. What's on the inside? What's your vision? How much it means to you? How hard you're willing to work for it? The choice is yours. Here's what I do know. Before I go, I'm going to share one story. Not a long one this time, I promise. Share a story. Got a friend in this country, multi-millionaire, brilliant business mind, smart lady. And one day they asked her in an interview, they say, "Man, you've accomplished so much. You know, you've done so many things. You got all this money, all these different things, but unfortunately for her, she was born blind." They asked her one day in the interview, they say, "Man, you've accomplished so much, but what can be worse than being born blind?" And the next thing she said was so profound, I'll never forget it. She says, "What can be worse than being born blind?" She says, "To have sight, to be able to physically see, but to have no vision." So now I had that thing in my heart I believe in. Now I had that thing that wakes me up in the morning. It keeps me going. It keeps me pushing. It's my vision. Here's one of the close with, very simple. I talked about the difference between winners and losers. Losers look at what they're going through, and winners look at where they're going to. I'm going to tell you why. When you understand what it really means to be winning in life, you always look to where you're going to. You always look towards Christ. You always look towards the things above. That's how you win in life. Looking where you're going to. That way when you're walking through life, you get through the trials and tribulations. But if you go through life so focused on what you want to get and what you want to have and continually look down here at what you're necessarily going through, you find yourself a lot of times defeated in life. So here's what I want to leave y'all with. Just a little cliffhanger for tomorrow, man. We're going to have some fun. I got telephone books. I learned how to tear in half. So tomorrow, I'm going to try to tear some books in half, get some of y'all big guys or anybody want to give it a shot to tear a book in half. But I want to leave y'all with this, okay? Talking about it earlier. Getting started in life, okay? Very simple thing. You don't got to be great to get started. You just got to get started to be great. I want y'all to think about that. Have you gotten started yet? And are you really becoming great? The choice is up to you, okay? God bless you guys, man. Pass it back over to Matt, but I look forward to hanging out with y'all some more tomorrow.